students, today we are going to learn lesson number 9, that is agriculture. Okay, so we have been listening this word. Okay, we know, we have seen various agricultural farms. Okay, various agricultural practices which are carried on a large scale. Okay, we have been studied about this since our 5th, 6th standard. Okay, so today in this chapter we are going to learn about different types of agriculture, different types of farming methods. Okay, children, we are going to study about all this in today's lecture. Okay, so here, can you all see this picture? Can you all see this picture? Yeah. So in this picture, okay, what is in this picture, children? Whose house it is? Can anyone can write down the messages in the chat box? Yes, it is a farmer's house. Okay, in this picture we can see that. Why it is obvious for us that it is a farmer's house? Because we can see different animals in his house. We can see goat. We can see we can see cow, buffalo over there. Okay, yes, we can see here. Okay, here he's a farmer. Okay, there are what? There we can see standing crops, plug share. All this is seen over here in this picture. Now see children, a farmer keeps hens, sheep, goats and cattle in his house. We can see over here, right? So they are also seen in the picture. He gets from these cattle, sheep, goats, hens, he gets what? Various materials from them. Okay, he gets various products from them. He gets milk, egg, etc. from them, right? He obtains all these things. He sells hens, goats to earn money also, right? He obtains these things. Okay, so he does all this for his subsistence. Okay, he does all this for his subsistence. Now, all these occupations, they are all dependent on natural factors. Okay, all these occupations, they are what? They are dependent on natural factors, right? And all these fall under agriculture, right children? This all, it falls under what? Agriculture. Clear? These occupations are supplementary to the cultivation of crops, right? It is what? It is supplementary to it. It is supplementary to the cultivation of crops. Now see children, agriculture, it has a wide scope. Okay, it has what? It has a wide scope. There are various opportunities in this field. Okay, so for our basic needs, when we are considering our basic needs of food and clothing, we are using plants. We make use of plants and animals, right? We are actually dependent on them for our basic needs, for food and as well as for clothing, right? We are dependent on them. So beside this also, okay, there are various there are what children see. There are, besides all this, cultivation of different crops, rearing cattle. Rearing means what children? Bringing up and care for until they are fully grown. So these animals, their care is taken over there. Okay, they are actually taking care of them up to they are fully grown. Okay, so rearing cattle, sheep and goats. Okay, maintaining poultry farms, keeping bees, sericulture, horticulture. Horticulture is what children? It is gardening, orchardry. Okay, pisciculture, pig farming, emu farming. They are what? They are all included in the agriculture. Okay, they are the different types of agriculture farming. Okay, clear children? So now in agriculture occupation, when we are discussing about agricultural occupation, resources such as manpower, animals, implements, etc. are used, right? So when we are discussing about agricultural occupation, such resources are used. Manpower, animals, okay, all that. Now also children, advanced technology is also there, right? Advanced technology is also employed. Now you must have seen various farmers, when many farmers, they are using advanced machines, okay, for agricultural purpose, okay. In agriculture, cultivation of crops is considered to be the main and the most important occupation, right? It is the main and the most important occupation. Cultivating crops. Clear, children? It is considered as the main occupation. Okay. Now, moving ahead, now tell me what is seen in this picture. What is seen in this picture, children? What is there in the picture? We can see that here in the first picture over here, we can clearly see how man, or in earlier days, he used to roam everywhere and he used to gather food. Okay. Then slowly he started using bullocks and all. Okay. He started using cattle. Okay. For farming. Okay. Then you can see tractors were there. Various drip irrigation and sprinkle irrigation methods were grown. Okay. Such practices were done. Okay. Then we can see about the hen, the poultry farming and all that. So see, children, from this what we see, we have seen that various changes have been seen in the agricultural practices, right? Various changes have been seen. Now, in the past, we know that very well, primitive man, okay, from like our Homo habilis erectus, our Neanderthal man, Cro-Magnon man, all that, okay, the primitive man, he had to wander in the forest to sustain himself, right, on the collected forest produce, okay. So whatever forest used to produce, okay, material or the substances which were being produced by the forest, okay, the man was literally, he used to wander here and there, and he used to collect them and he used to survive on it, okay. Later on, what happened, as the man evolved, okay, when the man evolved, he learned the art of cultivation, right, and he started getting greater production from the land. You all must remember how he started settling near the banks of rivers, okay. Why he started doing that? Because for the agriculture, water is needed, okay. So he doesn't have to roam here and there for obtaining water and all, okay. So near the banks of river, he started settling, okay. Now, he also started obtaining a number of products through floriculture. Floriculture is what, children? Cultivation of flowers. Horticulture, I already told you, it is gardening, rearing animals. Pisciculture, okay, right? Now, all these things all these practices also he started doing. Now, abandoning the nomadic life, okay, he undertook different occupations. Earlier, what he used to do, he used to simply roam here and there for the food. Now, leaving all that, he undertook different occupations which are related to agriculture at the same place. Okay, he started he undertook all the different occupations which are again related to the agriculture. Now here, children, we are going to study about the different occupations which come under the scope of agriculture, right? We use the products of these occupations in our day-to-day life, right? We are using different products which are obtained from all the different occupations which are related to the agriculture. So now these traditional occupations are allied activities in agriculture. Now here we will study about animal husbandry, children. What is animal husbandry? Rearing different animals, okay, taking care of these animals, different animals, and obtaining various products from them, okay, obtaining various products from them for the subsistence is the core of animal husbandry, okay. What is animal husbandry? Where the different animals are taken care of and we obtain various products from them, that is called as the animal husbandry. Now, first one here is dairy farming. Here you can see in this picture, children, right? Cows, oxen, buffaloes, they are reared for agricultural related work. right? Okay, rearing milch animals. Now see children, what are milch animals? Milch animals are the ones, they produce milk. The animals who produce milk, they are known as what? Milch animals. Okay, the one who are producing milk. Okay, so the rearing milch animals, taking care, bringing up these animals up to they are fully grown. Okay, rearing milch animals and animals which can be employed in farming is also an occupation, right children? Means taking care of these rearing of these milch animals, and there are other animals who are used for the farming purpose. Okay, that is also considered as an occupation. Okay, so it is considered to be an inseparable part of mixed farming. Clear children? This part, okay, this part means using milch animal and to employ the other animals in farming practices. Okay, this is considered to be an inseparable part of mixed farming. Now it has become quite commercial in recent times. Commercial means what children? Commercial means where we can see profit, making profit. Okay, so profit oriented. So it has been quite commercial. People are getting profit from it also. Okay, basically when we are considering India, it has started changing recently. So nowadays only you can see, recently we can see all these things, all these practices taken place in India. Now, commercial dairy farming is mainly undertaken for meat and milk. Okay, right? Commercial dairy farming is mainly, it is undertaken for which purpose children? Meat and milk. So again here we obtain this meat and milk. Okay, these two products are what children? They are what? They are very profit oriented. People are dependent on them, right? For their survival, we need milk. There are some people who are dependent on meat. Okay, they eat meat. Okay, so all this, it has a various, it has a commercial value. Okay, next is sheep and goat rearing. Okay, you can see the picture over here children. It is also another traditional occupation. Okay, rearing of sheep and goat. This is a traditional occupation. It is generally carried out in hilly tracts and semi-arid regions where there is dry climate. Okay, children. Sheep and goats, they only, we know very well, they survive on what? They survive on short grasses, shrubs, and acacia. Okay, what is acacia? It is a tree or a shrub which is in the warm climate. Okay, so acacia, they are dependent on it, which grow in what? This acacia, which is it grows in the remote hilly rural areas away from urban settlements. Okay, so they are dependent, they eat the trees, shrubs, and acacia. Okay, in India children, when we consider about India, it is mainly undertaken for meat. Okay, so rearing of sheep and goat. Okay, children, in India, they are what? They are undertaken, these animals, they are undertaken for meat purpose. Okay, sheep rearing is carried out to obtain wool. Okay, from sheep, what do we obtain? We obtain wool. So taking care of sheep, in order, they do take care of them. Why? Because to obtain wool from them. Okay, next is poultry farming. Okay, children, we know about it. Many people, they are dependent on, they for the meat purpose, right? In India and various parts of other countries, uh, poultry farming is carried out on a large scale. Keeping hens and other fowl is a common practice in all parts of the world. Okay, it is also a traditional occupation. Clear children? Since ancient times, all these practices of are are done. Okay, clear? Today, it is carried out as a household occupation. You must have seen that children, various people, they are actually, they are in many houses, people are opting poultry as their occupation. Okay, and also it is a for a commercial basis, for the profit oriented. It is also a profit oriented business. Okay, Running a poultry on a commercial basis, it requires a lot and lot of care. Right now also you can see in this picture how much care is being taken of these animals, right? We have to take lots and lots of care, okay? Clear? Because people are dependent, okay, for the commercial value. It is very important that we should take care of such animals. For this, specific methods are also used, children. Various methods have been taken. And now when we discuss about India, this occupation is generally located in the areas close to the big cities, okay, as they provide ready-made market for this occupation. You must have seen, even when we discuss about Badlapur and all, you can see there are so many poultry shops and all, okay, right, children? Clear? And in some areas, rabbit, pig and emu rearing is also undertaken, okay? Okay, rabbit, pig, and emu rearing. Okay, they are the birds. Emus are the what? They are the birds. Okay, right? So they are also undertaken. Now next here is beekeeping. Have you all seen this, children? Yes, it is what? It is the, okay, next is what? Our beekeeping. Okay, you can see here. We obtain what? We obtain honey, right? So this occupation is undertaken to obtain honey and wax. Okay, clear? Bees in order to bees, why do we rear bees? Because we obtain honey from them and hover around the plants that bear flowers. Okay, this promotes the process of pollination. Okay, children, pollination, we have studied about it in science subject. Okay, as a result, the trees bear large number of fruits and crops yields increase. Okay, because of this, what happens, children? The trees bear large number of fruits and the crops they yield, their yields increase. Okay, beekeeping is an important occupation with respect to agriculture. Okay, honey is what, children, we are dependent on honey and wax. Okay, so it is again a very important occupation, okay, with respect to agriculture. Next is pisciculture. Now, what is this pisciculture? Pisciculture is, children, fish farming. You can see in this picture. Okay. Now, farm ponds are dug out for this purpose. Clear, children? Different farm ponds. They are what? They are dug out for this purpose. And what happens in these ponds? Water is stored in it. Okay. Now, fish seeds are released in the ponds. Clear, children? What happens? That in that pond, see, various fish ponds are dug out, children, and then what happens? Water is poured into it, and then fish seeds are released into such ponds. So for this purpose, what happens, children? Seeds of freshwater species are used. Okay, seeds of what? Freshwater species are being used. So in order to achieve the best growth of fish, scientific methods have been used, okay, for the fish farming. Now, you must have seen, children, fishing, okay, there it is carried out in the open seas and all, okay. It has what? It has number of risk factors, okay. Now, different types of fish and other aquatic organisms, they also get caught in the fishing nets, right? This also happens, okay. Okay. Now, again, separating them. So what happens, children, when we have to separate the fish and the other organisms, it becomes a major issue. Okay. All the organisms, they do not fetch the same price. Also, there is this problem also because we have to make a profit out of it. Okay, we have to make money out of it. So all these organisms, they also don't fetch the same price. Okay, also all these factors, it leads to the rearing of special type of fish species. Okay, because of all these problems, what happens? Special types of fishes are reared. Okay, clear, they are taken care of. So because of that, such ponds have been formed. Okay, clear, children? Now, pisciculture developed out of these efforts. Vam, Roha, Ravas, Columbi, they are the red fish in, they are the way, these are the fishes who are red, okay, in fish farms. Clear? Now, next is sericulture. Now, what is sericulture, children? Okay, Do you all know about the worms? Okay. Yes. Silk thread is obtained. We know very well silk thread is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. Okay. Now remember fourth standard. Okay. We have studied about the process. These threads are very fine and strong. How are these threads, children? They are very strong and they are very fine. And from these, one can weave soft silk cloth. So, in order to obtain silk thread, we can easily weave soft silk cloth from it. Okay. To see in this picture, you can clearly see these are the mulberry trees, children. They are the leaves of the mulberry trees, and it is the food for the silkworms, children. So once they are planted, these mulberry trees, they can survive for a minimum period of how much, children? 15 years. Okay. Hence, the expenditure of planting the trees every year is also saved. So see, it is like we are also saving every year. We do not have to plant mulberry trees. Why? Because they can last for about 15 years. Also, children, again, I would like to tell you, getting the silk thread from cocoons and from the cocoons and manufacturing silk cloth, they are what? They are the two different occupations. They are separate from each other. Also, they are not included in the agriculture. Okay, different organizations are supplying the silk moth eggs to the farmers. Okay, and then this process is carried out further. Clear? Now, moving ahead. Moving ahead, this is the nursery. Okay, you must have seen in your localities, in your city, there are different nurseries. Okay, so in the when we discuss about in the last few years, the area under floriculture or the cultivation of medicinal plants and aromatic plants and also for the horticulture has been increased, children, right? Floriculture is cultivation of flowers, different flowers, cultivation of medicinal plants, because see, various plants, they provide medicines. They are the medicinal plants we obtain. They are very useful to us. Okay, we obtain medicines from them. Okay, aromatic plants. Okay, clear, children? Who has fragrance? Horticulture is what, children? Gardening. Okay, so all these practices have been increased in last few years. Okay, these plantations require a high standard of seedlings. Okay, children, for this purpose, for this nursery, high standard seedlings are required, cuttings are required. Bulbs. What are bulbs, children? Bulbs are, they are what? It is a bulb is what, children? Rounded underground storage organ. Clear, children? It is what? It is a rounded underground storage organ present in some plants. Okay, that is the bulb, and the seeds are required. Now, because of all this, it has led to the development of the nurseries, and nurseries, they give good returns. Okay, it is very much, its commercial value is very good, children, and it gives good returns. It is a very profit oriented occupation. Okay, so today we are going to stop here, children. In the next lecture, we are going to study about the types of farming, that is subsistence farming and commercial farming. We are going to learn about all the different types of farming in the next lecture.